This week on SailAway, it's major project time. What do you think? How's it look?
It looks good.
Think it'll do the trick?
Yeah?
Alright. What am I doing grinding down a common putty knife, you might ask? Well, we're about to undertake one of the most frightening projects we've ever done on the boat, and that is to replace our headliner. For the entire time we've owned this boat, I had no idea how to replace it. And it's just got some staining and marks, just kind of from life up front. Sometime before we owned it, some water got in there. It's not done it since we've had it, but it just kind of made the headliner go a little rough. So I finally figured out how you replace this kind of headliner, and it's called a whisper wall headliner, and this is how it's supposed to work.
All right, to remove the material, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of pressure, and you'll see it start pulling out of the trap, going back in. Spray a little bit of the soap and water solution on the putty knife and the whisper wall. And we're going to set the corners first. Start rolling in the material kind of from side to side. And just roll the putty knife in. Once you get in here, you can still take that friction and move the material just a little bit. Okay? And that'll help you get that whisper wall right back in.
But this is how it's going to work. When we finally discovered exactly how this headliner was installed, we were ecstatic. This might actually be a much simpler and cheaper process than we ever imagined. Good times. But as you might imagine, things most definitely did not go to plan. Destroying our boat before we do anything complicated. Wow, we're good today. Now we're hem-hawing about which section to do next.
Doesn't seem like good news.
We can't get the second layer in. I thought I would just take a shot here, just kind of a crazy solution if it works.
Ever wish you could escape normal life and experience more of the world?
So maybe on that island. Well, we did just that. We sold everything we owned on dry land and sailed away. Promise me that we'll sail away.
Now we are roaming the planet in search of new adventures and sharing it with you every week.
Just promise me that we'll sail away. So hit subscribe and escape normal with us. And I'll be yours forevermore. Come on, it's just that little button down there. That's it.
What's that?
Just soapy water. It's just to kind of move it up a little bit. And you just kind of pull it out. And there you go. You can see that track there. Friction fit kind of deal. Empowered and encouraged by the one video we could find about how the system works, we dove right in. The only big mystery we had was whether or not this was some kind of special material, but all indications were it was just standard marine vinyl upholstery material. And there was a shop that carried that right here in Charlotte, Amalia. So we picked the closest match, bought enough for one section, and went for it. We all know that the basic steps of a project that you expect to do are exactly that, the basic steps, and they always lead to more crap. I can't say this was entirely unexpected, but this is the forward track that runs all along there. Right now I'm just cleaning all this old, I pulled it all out, but some of it kind of ripped away. So I'm pulling all this old headliner out of this groove and making more mess.
Happy.
Our beautiful boat.
Looking not so beautiful. She's getting a facelift.
It's true. It always, I'm sure those look pretty bad. Like
Yeah,
in the middle.
That's why you're not a doctor.
I think if I was that kind of doctor, I would just focus on the boob jobs. Well, you can help me pop the rest of this trim down.
Really?
You gotta pop those little caps off of those to get to the screws.
Go.
Cool. Good times. Destroying our boat. I think the install's gonna be like way easier. Yeah, it looks so dark. It's crazy how light ceiling
You look really short.
brightens things up. I look really short.
There's spaces. Don't f this up.
That was really nice of you, thanks. Well, I mean, I might. I don't know what I'm doing. Have we made that abundantly clear that we don't actually know what we're doing? I hope so. Oh my god.
That was a very loud voice.
I didn't actually do anything. This thing works great so far. Hey, look at that.
It's perfect!
Yeah, I nailed that one. This is just going to get pressed into that groove just so we have a nice edge all along here. 1/4 inch, even less edge, just so it looks nice. Before we do anything complicated, wow, we're good today. Give me patience. Yeah, it's gonna take some technique. It's a little bit of a workout. Finished edge is very nice. It seems like a minor thing, but when you get the other surface going across like this, and it meets this around here, it really does show, or I wouldn't have even bothered. But like being right here in the companionway, this was all nicked up, you know. Anytime an object hits it on the way out, or somebody grabs it on the way in, it really had taken a lot of, 15 years worth of wear, and yeah, pretty happy to be able to replace it. I think it's going to make it look a lot better. This is how we get accurate cuts on a sailboat.
Yeah, I'm following a line on the
Use
floor.
a floor line. Thank God it doesn't have to be that accurate. We'd be screwed. Before we do anything else, I want to try something real quick. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll get kind of lined up here. This is the right side, yeah. This is going to go a lot faster than we expected.
Alright, all joking aside though, these are a lot of work. So here you go, you get to watch us actually do it now.
Now we're hem-hawing about which section to do next. Yeah, like maybe this one. We're going from easiest to hardest, which I don't usually like to do, but when you don't know what you're doing, it's best to get some practice before conquering the worst of all of them, which I think is going to be that front one. So yeah, let's do this one. The first little section was a very tight squeeze, but it went surprisingly well. Hopefully we could follow up that success.
It's great. Here's our progress.
It had so much promise. Felt like we were doing well, but admittedly, every inch of this install that we got done was hard, like really hard. Not easy at all to get the vinyl in the track, and we can't get the second layer in. You got two kinds of track: the single track, which is on the sides, and then you got double track like these that has obviously two of these big rounded open pieces together, and it's one piece. It's not two pieces butted together. And it seems that those double tracks don't flex as much as the single was, because that was pretty hard to get it into, but this was really hard to get this panel in. And then when it came time to go ahead and try and get a whole nother layer of that vinyl in there, just would not go without slicing a slice in the edge of the vinyl. Unfortunately, we're now thinking that it might just not be ideal vinyl, which is a real bummer because we found it on island at a really nice fabric shop, and it was inexpensive even though it's marine grade vinyl. It's maybe just a bit thick. We don't really know what is the proper thickness. When I say it's hard to get in there, it is insanely tight to try to press it in there. So sadly, we've got to give up on this material and start over to see if we can find something better. We can go on the Hunter website, Hunter Owners Association. They sell a lot of products just like Hunter hardware, this and that, and they sell the supposedly exact original material that's used. It doesn't say what it is, unfortunately, but it's like $75 a yard. It's insanely expensive, which is what, over four times what we paid for this, which is just crazy. It would cost a lot. But at this point, we're going to go back over to the fabric store here and see if we overlooked some vinyl that's either thinner and or doesn't have as rough of a back. If it's got a smoother backing, maybe there's something else we can try, but we'll go see. But for the moment, our headliner is dead in the water. I don't feel like that's quite accurate, but
So what we think is wrong is that this has like a cloth backing. So we're going to try and look for something that's just straight up the vinyl so that it can smoothly run in. We'll see.
we've learned to expect projects not really to go to plan, but this one had us really concerned. Not only did we have a boat looking really sad missing its headliner, but we also were getting very ready to resume our travels down the islands. If we couldn't find material here that we could touch and see and know might be right, it was going to be a shot in the dark trying to order something, not to mention a long, long wait to get it. But if you're doing a crappy job, at least it's nice to do it in a beautiful place. Duct tape. Solution to almost every problem. We're gasping at straws now. This is our last gasp at straws. So, yeah, we're kind of screwed. We can't find any material here that is thin enough and stretchy enough to work as intended. However, we did get a whole panel up, and it looked really good. It was kind of hard to get in, but it worked. Getting the second panel in was where it just was not room. And so I took one of these track pieces down just to see if anything could be done to modify it. And I got to looking at it. I don't know if you can see straight down that. And so when this gets screwed up there, it flattens it out and squeezes this even farther together. So I thought I would just take a shot here. This is kind of a crazy solution if it works. And I just ran a piece of marine wire along here to hold the center of it up. And we're going to screw it down and see if maybe miraculously it just opens that gap up a little bit for us. We just don't know what kind of vinyl to use, and we can't get any kind of answer online. There's none of the fabric outlets seem to really know. We found a couple of blog posts and things like that about using it, but they don't say what kind of vinyl. I've got an email into a couple different upholsterers that seem to do work with this to see if they would just tell me what they use. But then we still have to get it, and we still have to pay more than what we're paying for this vinyl again. So this is me just trying to jury-rig something that will work. So we'll see. First one seems to have worked. And as bad YouTubers, we were remiss in showing you the two little test panels we did. But we were able to get both edges pretty easily up in that track, and actually I had to ease off on the screws a little bit to make the gap close up some, but it definitely helped that gap open up. So now we've made a decision to go back to our original material and just see if we can get it to work.
We already got it, so we'll see what happens.
Yep. Really, it's just these three pieces. We got the one up. Lauren is installing the gap widening flexor wire.
Yes.
On this piece.
It's done.
And then we have the front piece that goes right there. That divides from that part of the cabin to the front here. So we're back in business, and we are excited. We thought we were gonna just get to lay around all day. I mean, have to lay around all day and not doing anything. And now we've been granted this project again.
Attempt number 2 with this same vinyl. Better.
Well,
Cool.
yeah, no, it's going pretty good. We've got all 4 edges in, and without too much difficulty, right? It's just now kind of pulling some parts out and retacking them to get everything sort of like pulling the same amount. Our filming has been a little fits and starts, kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. We just took a break and went to shore, and Rivers played with his friends, played some soccer, ran around a little bit to get off this boat. But here is what we've got so far. We got this entire panel in. And of course, underneath that panel there is one hatch, 2 hatches, a light, and then a little light right up there. By cutting this hole up here, I'm afraid that might kind of ease the stretch a little bit, and I don't want to do that. I think I can find where it's supposed to staple, and go ahead and just staple it, and then cut the excess off. That's the plan. Wish me luck.
Bam! We have a thing.
For the others if we don't stop her. I know. We'll stop her. Before she hurts herself. I'm trying my last.
Day 1,000,000. of this headliner project. Hopefully today, do you think we can do all of it today? Well, we still have to go to the fabric store because
I guess we just gotta see how well this goes.
See how well this goes.
Yeah. With the slightly looser tracks and a little practice, we started to get the hang of this. And everything started to go a lot more smoothly. Based on that one video we saw and now our experience, we do think the material is something a little more flexy and maybe just a little thinner, and maybe a little less heavy duty than what we're using. But I also think that over 15 years, maybe that nylon track hardened up a little bit, making it less flexible. Either way, we were rolling now, and it was going together the way it was supposed to.
Day 1,000,001. But it should be the last. It's our last panel. As long as we don't screw this up, we'll be done. Don't screw it up.
Do my best.
Look! It's up!
Really only a couple like little, we're not professionals, little tiny edges that got caught, but I mean, I'm pretty damn happy with it. I bet you even the professionals catch edges like that once in a while. Now we gotta cut holes in all of it.
Cut holes, yeah, we gotta actually get these skylights up.
Yeah. We got 2 skylights, we got a pole, we got a vent, we got a hatch,
A
we
light.
got a light, and we got another light.
Okay, well, we're not done yet.
No. It's so tight over here though.
We only wanna make hopla, we don't wanna go war. We only wanna make hopla, we don't wanna go war. Only make hopla, we don't wanna go war. Only make hopla.
This is the after shot. Finally. We cleaned up a little bit too, so the boat looks nice. Just so you guys can get a good idea of what it looks like completely finished. Y'all, that was a lot of freaking work. I don't think there's any way to dance around that.
It took 3 days.
At least, yeah. But man, it really did come out good if we do say so ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
And we do. But man, if you decide to dive into that, just know going in, your shoulders are going to hurt and you're going to swear a lot, and it's probably going to take 3 times as long as you expect.
Yeah, he's got his life jacket on. That seems like a good idea.
I don't have to have my mustache.
Close your 2 kids under the age of 8 on a dinghy by yourselves.
Okay.
Maybe when you're 13, you can get picked up without.
Looking good.
How's it going? Good.
Good driving.
What about you?
All right, have fun.
Cool.
Bye. Bye.
Good.
This is the Caribbean, folks. That's how you do a play date in boat life. Yeah, sure. Here's the keys to the car. Go have fun. It's time for the first panel. I want to try something. I don't know if it'll work exactly, but let's see. I'm going to get exact. Try something. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's at least give it a shot. Wind up here.